Hello and welcome back to the Mostly Average Park. We are here. We have the game in pause because of our frame rates and audio issues currently while we have the game playing, so pause is our way around that. But anyway, I am excited to be back. In our last episode, we went ahead and finished up the trough here, the outside. We got our fence all the way down. We got a few trees in here. We got this nice bridge up here that the coaster goes under, as well as one of the car rides goes over, which is very nice. And we got in a bunch of rocks and foliage kind of to round out this cliff face over here. We also tidied up a lot of the curbs around the outside, which I think has been great. We tidied up the curb on this side as well, and overall pretty happy with the way it all has turned out. But as we always do, we are going to start with our management features. I am going to have a quick series update because there's some exciting news, but we'll do that in the time lapse so I can talk a little bit more without having to just kind of willy-nilly around here while we don't do anything. So let's go ahead and get our HUD up and jump into our park management feature. You can see we're at $160,000, so we are doing quite well, and really the overview is going to tell us that as well. So again, we still don't have a lot of team groups. Nothing has really changed all that much here. With 96% happiness, so that's actually gone down a little bit, which is interesting, but that's fine. Our staff happiness, 100%. That's fantastic. Our rides, technically it says 6 coasters. What would... Oh, I guess because Burnout Coaster, the Fireball, over here. We have Bubble Shot, so we technically have 3 coasters. And then we have our car ride here. We have our car ride here, and then the go-karts, for whatever reason, counts as a coaster as well. So we'll have to balance out that with some more flat rides, but we do have quite a bit to work on before we start adding in some flat rides. We want to finish up these attractions first, so we'll get to that eventually. But our top guest slots are, this park is great, which is fantastic. The queue for Bubble Shot was quite quick, also good stuff. And oh, I just realized my mic was tied up there a little bit, so I'm sorry if that came through. But the queue for Bubble Shot was quite quick. This place has great scenery, this park is very spacious, and the queue looks fast for Bubble Shot. So Bubble Shot's being the most profitable coaster, as well as the most popular attraction, which is great. And let's actually, yeah, you can see the line is still, there's still a pretty good line here, but it just keeps flooding through here. So we designed this one pretty well to have 2 trains, and I think it works really well for the whole area. So that's all doing great. Look at all these people with their balloons. And that's probably all because of we're probably monetizing our merchandise really well with bubble balloons here, which is good. Our most profitable shop facility, Bear Paw Eats, which is good. And we'll get into a bunch of this stuff in a little bit. Our graphs, we don't really need to worry about that. Ticket prices, I think, are pretty good. Security at the park was high. I got pickpocketed, 3% of people. And there's good and bad things about this park. Overall, about average. Definitely the minority of people in the park. Everyone else is saying they don't want to leave, so that is great. And then all these other stats that aren't going to change really all that much. So let's go ahead and jump into finances. I do not remember what year we were in the last episode, but we're looking pretty good. We're in green in a lot of different areas. March so far, not looking great, but it's only the 6th, so we have plenty of time. But we'll take a look at October here. Our rides doing very well for us. And a lot of that because of the park entrance sales. You can even see in previous months our average is very high. March starting out to be a pretty good month as well. Priority pass sales, we got $98. That's better than anything else that we've had, so that's going up. Our ride ticket sales still pretty good. If we wanted to, we could blow that out of the water, but we're not going to. Our coaster ticket sales also very good. Small attraction sales, $22.50. That's not great for having 3 of them, so we're losing money on that. And ride running costs, certainly losing money there. Coaster running costs, actually making a little bit of money. And like I said, these small attractions, we are losing ever so slightly. So, although that's still looking good, we should be, the ride and coaster ticket sales, those should be about where they're at for what we're trying to do with the charging an entrance fee. We just want to try and eat into some of those ride running costs as much as we can. So I think that's all going well. Our shops and facilities in the green for this month by $1,200. That is great news. That is because our shop sales was at $6,700. That is fantastic. We'll get into those a little bit more in detail later, but facility sales, we're obviously not charging anyone to go to the bathroom, although we could, but we're not gonna. And then shop and facility running costs, that's very expensive for us. The hotel room sales, hotel is actually making us some money too. Restaurant we have closed because I haven't figured that one out yet, so we'll get back to that one in a future episode to try and get those restaurants back open. Our park management, as you would expect, we are losing the exact same amount of money each month. Scenery is at $1,400. Staff wages is at almost $3,300. So that's just going to continue to be the same. And our construction costs will be what they are as we continue to build. No other cash flow because I don't think we've completed a challenge in a while. And yeah, finances still pretty good. $160,000. That is pretty great. We don't have any loans, and we're not going to need to take a loan at this point. We don't have any research because we've researched all the items in the game. We don't need marketing because I don't think they're going to help us. Our staff. One thing I forgot to mention, if you are a huge fan of the series, or even if you're new and just want to have your name in here somewhere, please feel free to let me know who you want to be, and if you want to work at the park, we'll go ahead and get you hired at whatever position you want. We'll get you trained up, and we'll get your name in here. So to be, let's see if we can find some people. We have, oh my, who do we have? Julianne Rose is one of them. So shout out to Julianne Rose. I have someone else in here too. But All About the Money Morris, that's not someone, but that was someone I wanted to be in there. Alright, so we found it. So it is actually Noctoro 1. So let's Racing Rex. You don't. Ooh, frames went a little crazy there. So let's go ahead. Did I spell this right? Let's make sure I spell this right. Nocturo 1 is a Gulpy Rex. So there we go. We got them in here as well, so now we have 2 people. But if you are interested in being a part of the Mostly Average Park, make sure to leave a comment with the position that you wish to have, and we will get you in here, whether it's renaming or even training you into, and hopefully we don't have someone quit on us, or have you quit on us. So, because that's a pretty interesting thing, because I don't necessarily check the staff while I'm building. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get back past that disaster. And our staff, we are still looking pretty good. Everyone seems to be at exactly where they need to at the moment to not lose any happiness and continue to to not be costing us more than they should. These are well refined over the last few episodes, so I don't expect much. Like I said, everyone is maxed out and at the minimum that they can be for this particular, I guess, scenario, challenge park, whatever you want to call it. So we are looking good. I think our work rosters are good, so we're not going to need to worry about that. Staff buildings, still pretty good. So we are moving on. Our guests, like I said, we don't have a lot of team groups. They keep going down and down and down. That's got to be because we don't have anything for them. We have the Invertigo, which is great. And is that actually getting a line? It is getting a little bit of a line, which is fantastic. We have Invertigo, we have the Orbiter, and if you want to call these two the Brain Drain and whatever I call this, just the Kickflip. Brilliant, man. We don't really have too much for them. This coaster will definitely increase that, as well as some flat rides that I'm hoping to get in here in the next few episodes. But we are looking pretty good. But in general, the adult groups, they are 96% happy, which is fantastic. We are 73% energy, which is also good. And then the teen groups, 62% hungry, as well as 47% thirsty. And the family groups, 70% need to go to the restroom, which is not good. Or maybe it's 30% need to go to the restroom. I don't know. And then the nausea is 93%. So that is very good. But yes, this group is something that I want to focus on. You can tell that we definitely get more families to stay in the park, because there's just a ton of things for them. Technically, this is a family coaster. I would not consider this a family coaster, but the game does, so yes. The adult groups, they stay in because they will ride pretty much everything, which is kind of nice. And then teen groups, I just want the more intense attractions, so or at least that's my theory. So we'll see how that goes. We got some people stepping in sick, so that's not good. I wonder where that's at. Could be over here. It probably is, because there's one thing right here, which is fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Priority passes are for suckers. Yes, that's why we named our stall that. I'm not queuing that long to go on Carbonator. Yes, this is an insane queue to go on this, but that's okay. I'm not too bad. That litter is disgusting. I'm gonna assume that's part of... I don't see anything. I mean, that could be anywhere in here. So maybe our janitors just need to do a better job. But it's 7%, 8% here. That could be one poorly thrown piece of trash that ended up in a bad spot. And then the I'm thirsty, which is something that I'm not really... I would like to fix, but I don't think there's a way to do it at the moment. So, there is, but a way that I don't want to do. So, I think we are all set with these. Our graphs don't matter. Let's get into our attractions and shops to see how they are doing. Orbiter, losing almost $600 a month. That's not good, but it is... Is it broken? What is going on here? Did it break down? It might have broke down, so then I would expect, yeah, Orbiter is broken down. That's why we had a major loss, which is fine. The Navigator lost $32. We're only charging $2, so that's pretty good. The Carousel losing $102. In previous episodes, we know how we can make this profitable, but we're not going to do that because that's just unrealistic. People aren't going to come from miles and miles to go on this little carousel. The Invertigo losing money, but I like where it's at right now. The Brain Drain only lost $67. That's good. Kickflip only lost $130. That's good. Fireball lost $284. That's honestly not as good as I thought it was. My guess is it broke down because it was sitting around 7 minutes. So I think we'll be alright with that. Bowl Shot made $645, so that's great. Gulpy Speedway losing a ton of money. That's to be expected. Carbonator making some money. That's fine. And Whirlpool is at minus 160. So that is okay. I think for charging entrance to the park, I think those are just fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Our shops installs, whoa, we are making some money at different shops at the moment. You can definitely tell that Fireball probably broke down. The Hot Dog House, which usually doesn't make a ton of money because of where it's located, made $745, so that is fantastic. The Bubble Shot Pip Shot vending machine is making $184. That's great. Random Stuff, which is just a memento over here. That has lost a little bit of money, but that used to lose $800 a month, so that's pretty good for what I'm used to. The Cooling Station, which is way out here. Pip Shot, which is a Pip Shot water, which is doing well. Hot air balloons right in here. That usually does quite well. That's fine. Bubble balloons. Oh, that's losing money. I thought that was going to be successful. Great. Priority passes for suckers. Our information stand right here. Named priority passes for suckers because we sell priority passes that are for suckers. But it only lost $90, so that's better than usual. The Bear Paw Eats Pizza Pen. That is our restaurant over here in Bubbles Playground. Right here. And those are doing quite well, so I'm happy with that. More of the vending machines over here that are doing well. Dome protectors, which is a hat fantastic right in this building here. I would not expect that to do all that great, so that is fine. Gulpy vending machine. It's vending machine, I don't expect much. The Pip Shot Juice in Bear Paw Eats doing well. The Gulpy Speedway vending still losing money, that's fine. We got Street Fox Coffee that's not open yet. Hat's Fantastic that's not open yet, and another Gulpy vending machine that's not doing all that well. So those are doing pretty good. I can't complain. We made some money on them last month. That's better than before. This is all stuff that you would expect. Our small attractions, the coaster crane. Woo! Trying to get this navigated here. All three of these are right in this area, and they just don't have a high foot traffic. So I would expect those to lose some money. Our hotel, the Golden Nook, right around this corner here, doing just fine, making us some money. And then the restaurant Chops, which is behind this wall here, still not open, so we're losing money on that. So overall, pretty happy with the way all of this is going. Our security, we have one pickpocket victim in park, so that is fine. Our security team has been doing quite well. Oh wait, they say 15 meter radius. That's pretty good. I didn't know that they said that. Got a bunch of stuff, bunch of them all over the place out here. And we're looking pretty good. We have 2 vandalized bins. That's fine. Not too concerned about it. Overall, pretty happy with the way we are going. So I don't think we have too much else that we need to do for our management features. Going to be a little quicker because there wasn't that much that happened when I was building last time. So we're looking good. Since we're going into our construction part, I think we are going to. I don't know what to do in this area, so. If you guys have suggestions, something that may look good, we can't get a flat right in here. It's just a little too tight. So I feel like there needs to be a building here. Whether it's... I was going to look at like a diner type thing, but I just don't know if that works. So we may have to come up with something creative. If I randomly come up with something, we'll definitely work on that in this episode. Otherwise, we're probably going to focus on this area and just try and kind of flesh out this area, get some more trees in here. It's not going to be anything that you're really going to see from people. Maybe we'll line this lake off here for the car ride, so it can have a wall that goes around and make it just kind of look a little bit nicer. And then we'll obviously get some rocks up here because rocks are just fun, and just kind of tidy up this whole area. So I do like the way this bridge looks. It's one of my favorite things, but I think that's enough of me talking, at least in real time. Let's go ahead and jump into the time lapse. Alright, so welcome to the time lapse portion. And unfortunately, this is going to be the last one for this series. I actually got my brand new computer, and I fully intended to continue this series moving forward. But when I transferred everything over, I lost this park, I lost Hackberry Hills, and I lost all of my career mode progression, which was kind of interesting. Even though I still have all the Steam achievements and whatnot, so that was kind of interesting that happened. So yeah, like I said, this is going to be the last episode for this particular, the mostly average park. But good news, I am going to start up another harder challenge mode series to kind of fill in the place of this one. So we'll get that one up, and that one should start out pretty quickly here. And the new computer should make it much more bearable to watch, and I truly appreciate you if you stuck out a lot of the troubles that I had with the other my original computer that I had, and the poor frame rates and everything. So again, I do appreciate that. We will go ahead and I'll show you all of the footage that I have until I had to step away. But this is pretty much it. We are unfortunately not able to get Burnout back, even though that was one of my more favorite attractions that I built, roller coasters that I built. The good news is there is still the mostly average park on the Steam Workshop after Season 1 was completed. So that still lives, it still exists. So if you want to download that, I will make sure to get a link in the description for you to do that. And yeah, really at this point, you know, I really like the way this was actually starting to turn out too. We go ahead and get this retaining wall in here for the car ride, and it just it looks much better than the fountain at the beginning, and we make real quick work to get most of the way around before we have to stop. And it's just because we really use the duplicate feature to our advantage here, and you know, I thought this was going to be a really good episode, so it really kind of sucks to have to end it here. But anyway, some other things that we will have for the channel. Let's just go ahead and get on that, since I keep wanting to talk about how I lost this episode and lost this park. Architect was not scathed. That one fully came across. So if you are following along in that series, there was no issues with that. That pulled up right away. I'm also looking at potentially getting into a Cities Skylines series, which that's a little bit further down the road. But just to give me something to break up the monotonous of the theme park games, just to kind of have it'll still be the same genre type, almost, kind of close. So I mean that it would just be something a little bit different for me, which I would greatly appreciate. Uh, and then the Hackberry Hills series, that is completely gone as well. That one will not be returning. We may do a custom scenario again in the future, but then I put so much work into that, I just cannot imagine going through that again with all of this stuff. But this is gonna do it for this this episode here. Again, thanks for watching the series. If you stuck it all the way out through here, keep an eye out for the new series coming within the next week or so. And again, if there's anything else or any feedback you have for me, make sure to leave it in the comment section. Hit me with a like if you enjoyed the series. And if you want to see some more awesome Planet Coaster content, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Mostly Average Matt. We'll have some new videos coming out shortly. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next series. Later.